Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Little second channel action here today because we actually have some breaking news, not in regards to Call of Duty, but actually XDEFIANT, and it's not good news whatsoever. We're gonna dive right in. This is a new article posted from Insider Gaming. Tom Henderson, one of the most credible insiders for gaming info in the community. We also have official word from Mark Rubin, the head of XDEFIANT, here in just a moment. But as you can read by this headline exclusive, Ubisoft's XDEFIANT will be shutting down in June 2025. And here's what this article says first and foremost. Several sources have revealed that Ubisoft will be shutting down, including Mark Rubin, like I said momentarily. The news was mentioned in an internal all-hands meeting today. The decision was made due to poor player numbers, which I can't say I'm too surprised with. All the hype on this game was really where MW2 and MW3 were in a very, very low point. Then Black Ops 6 beta came around. Players got a taste of that. They enjoyed it, seemingly. Launch, obviously, went over very, very well for Black Ops 6, and XDEFIANT being the closest competitor to COD and the closest thing to it from a gameplay POV. Obviously, if Call of Duty's back to, getting players back on the game and players actually enjoy what the game is offering, XDEFIANT was probably going to suffer some. Also, lack of player spending. So those who were playing XDEFIANT weren't interested in spending money on the battle pass or the cosmetics there. It's understood that layoffs will impact a significant number of employees at the San Francisco studio and supporting studios, with some staff already receiving severance information. Another wave of layoffs will happen in February, with Ubisoft San Francisco closing its doors, which is just ultimately unfortunate across the board. The gaming industry in general has been really prone to a lot of layoffs and a lot of, downsizing in recent years, and it just really sucks to see. Season 3 will be the last entire season of XDEFIANT, with a skeleton crew maintaining the title until June 2025. So a wild situation, but we actually have even more details directly from Mark Rubin himself. So Mark Rubin ends up posting on X here, obviously the design director, basically what is his exact title here, executive producer of XDEFIANT rather, saying, "Hello XDEFIANT fans, I am unfortunately here today to announce that XDEFIANT will be shutting down. Starting today, December 3rd, 2024, new downloads and player registration will not be available, so you can't actually download XDEFIANT anymore. We will still release our Season 3 content, so if you already have the game downloaded, it's still going to get updates. You can still play it right now. An exact date is TBD, and the servers will remain active until June 3rd, 2025. So from now until June 3rd, if you have XDEFIANT downloaded, you can still play it. If you don't, you can't, which is actually kind of crazy. For those who purchased the Ultimate Founders Pack, you'll receive a full refund. Players who made any purchases within the last 30 days will also be fully refunded. I can't imagine that's great for their overall, revenue and everything. If the game's already in trouble in terms of player count, they now have to give money back. Those refunds should happen automatically within 8 weeks of today, and you can find more details at their website. A few years ago, Ubisoft and the San Francisco dev team embarked on a bold adventure to develop a new arcade shooter called XDEFIANT. From the start, it was an incredible challenge. Not only were we trying to shake up the genre by removing skill-based matchmaking while bringing back a more old-school arcade shooter experience, but we were also diving into the high-risk, high-reward realm of free-to-play. And for that, I want to applaud not only the dev team, but also Ubisoft leadership on taking that chance. Regardless of if the game succeeded or not, they raised a lot of, competition. They raised a lot of conversation about, hey, this is what a game looks like when it's purely for the player, which I think is objectively a good thing. Unfortunately, it just couldn't sustain life. Free-to-play in particular is a long journey. Many free-to-play games take a long time to find their footing and become profitable. It's a long journey that Ubisoft and the teams working on the game were prepared to make until very recently, but unfortunately the journey became too much to sensibly continue. I am, of course, heartbroken to have to be writing this post. Yes, this game has been a passion project for me for years, and yes, I know that not all challenges lead to victory, but I also want to recognize all the developers who are being affected by this closure. Each and every one of them is a real person with a real life separate from our own, and they have all put so much into this game, which is true. Like I said earlier, it just sucks with the entire industry, and I hope that they can be proud of what they did achieve. I know that I'll always be proud of the game. What they did achieve is truly remarkable. The early response from players when XDEFIANT launched was amazing. We broke internal records for the fastest game to surpass 5 million users, and in the end we had over 15 million players play our game, which is why there was so much conversation. Is this the COD killer? Could this make COD change things? Which is why it sucks to see it go, because this just means one less step of competition for COD. This is something to be extremely proud of, especially considering how tough this genre is, aka can anything actually knock down COD? So thanks to all the developers. If there's one more thing I hope we can all take away from this experience, it's the importance of open, honest communication between developers and players, which is so funny considering the timing after 24 hours ago, COD was putting out posts gaslighting us about our in-game experience. This player-first mentality, along with a respectful, non-toxic conversation between devs and players, has been one of the few standout differences that made XDefiant special. I wholeheartedly agree. For my very first post about XDefiant, this was the vision I wanted to champion, and I hope it leaves a positive mark on how the game industry treats its players and communities. To our players, thank you with the utmost love and respect, Mark. So, sucks to see, like I said, because this is one less step of competition. Ultimately, competition in the genre is only good for us players. It is the best possible thing. If XDefiant's great and it's taking away from COD, that means COD has to step it up and become better to draw those players back in. If Battlefield is great and it draws players away from XDefiant or COD, then both those games have to step up, so on and so forth. So seeing a an element of competition have to shut down ultimately sucks. So some bad news here, but nonetheless, breaking news. If you enjoyed the video, a like is always seriously appreciated. And if you're new to this channel, you want to stay in the loop for all the latest uploads, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.